Hi everyone, welcome to today's Altcoin Bible. Really excited to get into today's session. For newsletter subscribers, if you are looking to watch the extended version of this, where today I'm going to look at a bit of Bitcoin. I'm also going to go through some dynamics which we shared last night in the Mastermind bi-weekly session, which makes us feel really bullish, which is kind of contrarian to how the market feels and looks right now. And it's so important when the market, I guess the technicals and the noise is kind of overwhelming, and you feel a lot of that apathy and those capitulation feelings. Really important to kind of dive in and have a look actually what's going on underneath the hood, because there are a lot of correlations and a lot of dynamics that we are seeing right now, which actually points the market to be lagging and heavily undervalued compared to where some other things, very key things in the macro that we're looking at the moment. So I'll leave you with that. There is reason to be very bullish, and it just feels very divergent with what we're seeing right now on the market, but that will slowly turn. All right, let's crack into the market here, because Bitcoin had a bit of a pop above 60,000, and it looked really nice. We're now having a bit of a retracement of that move. Absolutely no panic stations at all. We're just waiting for the decisive move, and that would be above that 63,000. I want to see some closes in that region. Alternatively, if we get a close beneath that 56, 55 region beneath this consolidation cluster, that's when we have to think, okay, we're probably going back and retesting the lows. But the altcoin market has been very solidly smashed over the head over these last few months. And longer than that. I think it's been a 4 or 5 week consolidation period to the downside, where essentially we've retraced all the gains in 2024 for a lot of these coins. So there will be a point where this reverses, and we're seeing slight indications that we might be getting there. I'm looking at something like FET here, and it was put on our radar by actually a mastermind, Michael, the other day, who mentioned that NVIDIA earnings were coming out at the end of the month, or at least in the next week or so, and that has been a positive catalyst for FET in the past. Also, the last time we were looking at this thing, this would absolutely be a burden for FET and AI tokens. The last NVIDIA earnings, it did nothing. It did, in fact, the opposite. There was a big sell-off into it. So we don't have too much data points on this, but generally there's a lot of optimism hype around AI, which feels to be completely written off now, or at least the sentiment around major macro markets of AI has really dwindled. So again, very interesting spot. I'm actually seeing a lot of capitulation and apathy in AI, so it's probably a good time to start looking at it. If we have a look here in terms of FET, this is my one to watch this week. We've got this very strong consolidation. The sideways band is just doing absolutely nothing since the start of the month. But we've had this pump up through the moving averages, which I really like, and we've had this nice retracement. This to me looks like it's trying to start a higher high, higher low kind of structure. It hasn't made a higher high yet, but I think this is the first constructive high low we've seen in this area. So I want to see this punch up towards that 90 cents a dollar mark. So don't mind that at all. My cherry ripe this week is actually SUI. So again, like last week, there's very few cryptos that look like they've made that first real punching move and starting that new trend. SUI is one of them. And you see that it's broken that lower downtrend, had that pulse through the moving averages, had a really nice pullback retracement under the breakout trend line to really wreck anyone who was leveraged long, who had their stop losses underneath that, and then climb back above, getting above, closing in this region. I think SUI is on a one-way mission above $1 very soon. So that's my cherry ripe today. Solana is actually my danger zone, just short term. It's always going to be long-term bull on these things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. But right now, Solana's lost a bit of momentum here. I could be drawing, downward trend line here as well, which it likely is trying to come back and just feel around here. But if I'm just going by horizontals and also the overall news that there might be some breaks being put on the Solana ETF chances for next year, I suspect there's going to be a bit of a flip towards Ethereum a little bit here. And that would make sense if, Solana wants to come down here a little bit more into maybe the mid-30s, 133. It just looks weak here. The RSI looks like it's rolling over a bit here. Price action wants to follow, so that's what I'm looking at there. All right, guys, hope you have enjoyed this session. Again, if you're not a newsletter subscriber, make sure to sign up, because I will make an extended edition of this. I want to cover some other dynamics that we covered in the mastermind level. So have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you again soon. Bye-bye.